Right now, like, I'm surrounded by people who have mental illnesses in my circle of friends. And now when someone says that, I feel like I'm going crazy or something. I don't know what that means anymore. I actually Googled, am I crazy or am I going crazy? I saw a lot of people who are like, if you're asking yourself if you're crazy, you're probably not crazy, because people who are crazy don't know that they are. And I was like, cool. But then other websites also told me, if you have to ask yourself if you're going crazy, then you probably are. I was like, okay, what? I would tell them, buck up, because things are gonna start feeling like they're going very, very fast. And it feels like you have to have 100% control over everything in you and around you. It's also gonna feel like a lot of very deep obsessing about very specific subjects for like very long periods of time. That feeling of needing like control over everything, otherwise it feels like you're not dealing with it. I can recognize a lot of black and white thinking in my patterns of thought all the time. It's like I'm either doing this mental health thing, I'm dealing with my mental illness, and I'm like taking care of myself perfectly, or not at all. It's like I'm the most mature adult who has their shit together of all time, or I'm like princess garbage trash can. The first thing that comes to mind is I'm afraid of my sister killing herself. After that would be more like selfish fears, I guess. Like fears that I won't get in the grad school program that I want. Or, oh, of course, the fear that I will also like fall into depression and lose control over my life. I love reading and writing. I watch a lot of TV shows and mangas and animes, and some healthier hobbies include going to spin class and rock climbing, bouldering especially I really like. I just started university, and it was that time where we're all freshmen and no one really knew anyone. And two friends somehow convinced me to go eat brunch with them outside while I was in my pajamas. And mind you, this was like very clearly pajamas, like they had little bunnies on them and it was that pajama fabric. And I went outside in my pajamas because they were like, you don't need to get changed, it's fine. It's only 1 block away. It was not only 1 block away. My social life right now, I would say, is probably the best that it's ever been. Like, I have a pretty stable group of friends where we hang out a lot and we have fun together, but we also don't depend on each other. I guess one thing I would change about that, or I would like to change about that, is trying to feel more secure in my relationships. A person can seem smart, but not be rational. Because I've heard that said about me, and I've heard that said about a lot of my friends who deal with mental health issues, where it's like, you're smarter than this. Like, you know that this thought or that thought can't hurt you. And you know that this thing that you're stressing so much about doesn't really matter. But again, you can't be really smart and still have a mental illness. And it's important not to beat yourself up about that. It's okay to feel like this is really hard, even if it looks like it should be easy for you, or if you know that it could be so much harder for you. In my group of friends, I make a lot of like racist jokes, but that's the kind of thing that I can do with them. You need to sort of prove yourself before you can make these sort of rules. It's like, you have to know the rules before you can bend them. I feel like I'm kind of telling you, like, you're not special, but it's true. Like, that is a very important thing to remember that made me feel a lot better, is to try to normalize your experience as much as possible.
Hi everyone, I hope you enjoyed this video. In the long version of it, Anna explains that actually intrusive thoughts is something that is kind of normal and everyone has them. It just depends if it gets to be a problem in your life and the way you focus on it or not. And another thing that I really liked is how she talks about constantly losing her friends during life because she'll be moving a lot with studying in different countries or traveling with work and everything. And that's something that I've been afraid for a long time in my life. So you should definitely go check the long version, and I guess I'll see you there.